Carolina DNF'd in Moto number 1, and Trey Fager out of Cary, North Carolina DNFing. If either one of those guys are back in this second moto, they could play some roles in these motos as well. As the gate is down, and we roll into the first turn. Ricky Randonella, the number 89 Honda, taking the early lead in this one on that mom and dad and Randonella Septic Incorporated back machine. He's also backed by 100% goggles, gets the 100% Bell Hole Shot Award.
Really good start for Randonella, able to hold it through the first few turns and get into the 180.
So we saw Braden Lessler, Michael Hicks, Dustin McManus, Austin Kozad all in the top 5. Trey Fagert, whom we saw in a DNF in Moto number 1, the number 69, now in 8th. Well, started out in 8th place, but another one of those riders that can make some fast moves through that whole shot forest, through the 10 Commandments and such. And as we head out of Storyland now, picking up with our leader still, Ricky Randonella, on board the number 89 Honda machine, and back in the number 2 spot, looks like that is the number 96 of Dustin McManus.
Yep.
McManus getting off to a strong start. The number 90 of Braden Lessler back there in the number 3 position, and he's got company coming by way of a couple of bikes as well, as we're going side by side as we roll into the heart of this race course and into this Thor sweeper turn around Polysport Pond.
Boy, Randonella putting that start to good use. Look at this, Rodney. Fresh track out there, a little bit of moisture, so you know these guys are pulling some tear-offs. Randonella, we're going to see the gap here in just a second, but he's got a whole section over these guys right now. Like you said, Lessler coming through right behind him. But what a good opportunity for this young man right here.
Well, here's 2 names that I mentioned that both had DNFs in Moto number 1 and had the possibility of running up front in the top 10 position. Hayden Hefner, the number 73, is currently 4th place position. And let's see, Trey Fager, the number 69, is currently running 6th. So that's 2 riders that were out completely basically in Moto 1 with DNFs inside the top 10 right now. So that's going to stir things up just a little bit and give some of these riders a little bit more to work for. Austin Kozad, the number 38 machine, back in that 15th place position. You take a look at his Moto 1 scores. I believe he scored a top 5 if I'm not mistaken, and he's certainly going to have his hands full with 2 more riders out there. And another reason he's going to have those hands full is, of course, he's starting back in 15th. And actually, Kozad coming to us from MXers for Jesus. But we got a lot of folks up there, and that top 15 right now, they may not be there at the end of this one, but watch as a couple of riders may be moving up. Ellen Heil, the 55 machine, took the Moto 1 win out there, if memory serves me correct. And with
he was up front the whole time.
With that being said, that's where he wants to be here in Moto 2 on his Bar X Motorsports Suzuki. He's also backed by our good friends at CD and Fly Racing, as well as FMF.
Well, we got a battle going on now, but as they work their way back into the front section of track, Randonella starting to open this thing up. Brandon Lessler, he's giving himself a little breathing room, but the battle right now, look at this, coming under fire. That Suzuki of McClellan Howe moving up, as you predicted, not wasting any time. As a matter of fact, makes another pass, going to put himself into the number 3 position here by the end of the second lap. So Ricky Randonella, it shows Hayden Hefner and McClellan Howe, but I want to tell you, they were side by side going by. Braden Lessler in that number 4 spot. Michael Hicks riding in the 5 spot, Spencer Winter. But look at this, holy cow. As these guys come back around that billboard, it is McClellan Howe, as you predicted, Rodney, making moves. Now, is that the number 90 he's getting by right now? I think he's putting himself into 2nd place. He put himself into 3rd place. That's the 73.
That's Hayden Hefner, the one that
he's looking for the second place right now. So these guys have flip-flopped positions a couple times. Holy cow! Since the timing and scoring line, now, I didn't realize that Fager had a DNF as well, but I knew that Hefner did. I knew he was running well too.
Well, Fagert, yeah, DNF'd in Moto number 1. We saw him top 6 at the end of lap number 1. He's dropped off to 11. However, Hafner has moved up into the number 2 spot now. And, well, maybe dropping back to 3rd, but regardless, he's still a factor up front in this one and playing spoiler for somebody as far as this national championship is concerned.
Yeah, it looks like Kyle got by as, oh, look at this, pulling the trigger on it in his college boy class, coming up out of that big triple. And it looks like he has dispatched the number 73 machine, worked himself into the 2nd position, and Ricky Randonella may have company. This thing's early, only 5 minutes into it. Randonella last time around a 2.4 second gap over the 2nd position.
Oh, down goes your leader. Oh, and second place. Both go down. New leader now is the number 90 of Braden Lessler as he swings around. Hayden Hefner, 2nd place position in the 55 of McClellan Heil, still trying to get his machine fired back up.
Man, Randonella back up and at it, but what a just heartbreaker right there. I'm going to say clipped that wheel in that rut right there, took the bars out of his hands, and along came McClellan Heil and got caught up with him.
Wow, what a major turn of events there. Puts Braden Lessler, the number 90, in the number 1 spot. Lessler out of Ramona, California, finishing in a 9th place position, Moto number 1. And as I predicted, there's a lot of shakeup as far as this overall top 10 is concerned here in this 2nd Moto.
Yeah, there certainly is. And right there, that's only the tip of the iceberg at 6 minutes in, Rodney. Because I can tell you, both of these guys now have a chip on their shoulder, and they're making a effort now. They've got a point to prove. Look at this. Got a big pass going on here. Hicks trying to hold off the number 99 Palmer, but look at this. Palmer like a pit bull all over, just tenacious. Oh, tries to shove him a little wide there. Not able to do it. They all fall into place. A little bit of follow the leader through the 10 commandments. Hicks going to have to ride defensive, though. Palmer working that KTM from side to side on that track.
Well, I tell you, every time you see a lap go by, you could almost swear there's a different race out here as far as this top 10 is concerned, as much as the positions have jockeyed around. Again, Lessler out front, and Randonella, well, Hafer and Hicks and all these guys all doing battle for the same positions. And the big thing is we haven't even reached the halfway point. Will these guys be able to push this hard through the entire moto, and or will someone be able to finally break away?
Well, we're going to find that out very shortly. You know, we're coming up on almost 8 minutes in this thing. And look at this. Still a battle there. Hicks, as that was, no, Palmer has dropped back a spot. Is that Winter up there on him, on Hicks? Is that still the 99? Is Palmer?
Yeah, that's,
okay,
that's 99, 89.
But we do have another rider joining that mix, as a matter of fact. These guys holding each other up. And here they come right in front of us.
We may be seeing Corey Karsten start to stick his nose and wheel in there a little bit. Let's check in with this one as we wrap up lap 4. Braden Lessler out front. Caden Palmer, the 99, is 2nd. Michael Hicks in 3rd. Ricky Randonella is 4th. Spencer Winter in 5th. So that's Winter we're seeing back there on that KTM. Logan Leitzel now, the number 12 and 6. McClellan Heil is back to 7th, still trying to work his way up. 8th place, Corey Karsten. Dustin McManus is 9th, and Dawson Riker rounds out the top 10. Hayden Hefner, who had pushed all the way up to 2nd place, now drops off to 11th. Trey Fager now in 12th. Remember, both those guys DNF'd in Moto number 1. They seemed like they were going to be a factor here in this 2nd Moto. We'll just have to wait and see if they can get anything going in the 2nd half of the Moto, as we're 8.5 minutes into this 20-minute long race.
Yeah, take a look at momentum. Take a look at lap time. McClellan Heil running a bit faster than the riders ahead of him. Technically, depending on this traffic, she'll be able to pick way through. Man, that is something, Rodney.
that number 5, Michael Hicks, has just really become one with that bike. I mean, he is utilizing that motorcycle as a tool out there right now to try to track down and get around Caden Palmer, who is about 1/3 of a second ahead of him, as they roll into the Rocky Mountain sweeper turn now. And this one is turning into a real battleground, no doubt about it, as the RM Armies and the Blue Crews and the Orange Brigades and the Red Riders have really put a major workover on this racetrack this week.
Yeah, it's a true battlefield of brands out there, and I got to agree with you. You know, Hicks doing a great job, man, in that 3rd position. He fought off a couple charges there early in this one, and now he's moving forward, and he's really focused on the task at hand, and that is getting it by Cade Palmer on that number 99 machine.
Spencer Winter, now he's becoming quite a bit of a factor. He's gotten around, looks like Randonella, and at least for the moment, they're side by side as they go by the announcer's tower, so he'll get credit for fourth. Randonella dropping to fifth. McClellan Heil still in sixth. Up to seventh now is Karsten. We got Leitzel in eighth, Dawson Riker ninth, and Dustin McManus in 10th, and these riders are not far apart as they circulate this racetrack at 10 minutes now. That's the halfway point of this race.
Back behind the billboard, leading into the short chute here. Look at this. Is that McClellan? That's McClellan Heil making another move, putting himself, it looks like, probably up into the number 5 spot. Was that Randonella behind him?
I believe so. So someone's trying to latch on, that's for sure. Yep. Or nope, let's see, was that Spencer Winter back there, quite possibly?
That might have been that KTM, yeah, Winter. So look at McClellan Heil picking it back up. I noticed his lap time was a good bit quicker than some of the guys he's riding with, and my goodness, he's picking up where he left off. Of course, got tangled up with Randonella there early in this one, but Heil back on the chase.
Randonella now battling with the 25 machines of Spencer Winter on the far reaches of the Storyland. And here we come back into the little bit of a mistake as that wheel comes up out of that rut. But wow, Spencer Winter able to power through that one and maintain the position. But Randonella on the outside going to try to sweep him in front of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC rig over there, and does just exactly that.
Yeah, Randonella just held the power to it, kept it around, took a nice drift, and man, he got a good drive out of that corner, didn't he, Rodney? That was clean up and over there.
That was very clean. Yep. Up to a fourth place position now as McClellan Heil now laying chase to the rest of the field, which includes Michael Hicks, Caden Palmer in that third and second place position, and only another 3 seconds or so ahead of that, Braden Lessler, your leader here in Moto number 2. By the way, the fastest lap in this Moto has been turned by Caden Palmer. That was on lap 3 with a 1:54. If he can match that a few more times, he might be able to get around Lessler, and he might be saving himself for the latter part of this Moto. Look at this battles. These battles, I should say, going down in front of this announcer's tower now. Dawson Riker's up here now. Dawson Riker's throwing his hat into the ring. Spencer Winter feeling the pressure from that, and so is Randonella as we roll through the whole shot force and look back there as well. And that Suzuki of Corey Karsten is right in sight as well.
I got to mention McClellan Heil, fastest guy on the track last time around out of everybody, a 1:55, almost matching the fast lap of the race. But everybody else about a 1:57, 1:58. McClellan Heil down in that 1:55 range.
Well, I tell you, Randonella certainly under fire a lot. He's had a lot of folks he's had to pass, and folks he's had to defend away from getting around him. And now Dawson Riker is taking his shot at the 89 machine.
Yeah, that's your Bell Holshot Award winner there, Randonella. Man, he put it to good use. That guy had an amazing lead, and just an unfortunate tip over in the ruts really changed the perspective of his race right here.
You know, taking a look at things right now, the 99 of Caden Palmer is looking at a 2-2. The second place position, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a few moments. Right now, Riker back underneath the 89. And did Randonella just let him go by?
He absolutely did. He looked over his left shoulder. He's looking back again. Not sure if he's getting a little bit fatigued, or maybe if something bent on the front of that bike in that rut. Now he's going back at him again.
I was wondering maybe if there might have he might be down on some power for some reason or another. But no, maybe he was just out of focus and out of rhythm and decided that he was just going to let him get by and pick it back up. And sometimes that's the good move. Look at this. Up front, we've got the battle going on between Caden Palmer and Lessler. They're going around the billboard right now. Lessler dropping to a 2-minute. I'm going to have to think he went down, made a mistake out there. We got Caden Palmer. Palmer now side by side into the Bell Moto Forest, and he pulls out to the lead. The 99 machine now out front on his JPS Landscape 6D Flight Crew Fast Company backed Yamaha.
Yeah, Lessler making a small mistake coming down Bell Helmet Forest, and sure enough, man, look at this.
I think that mistake was made well before that. The way it's looking, I don't know. Maybe just a little out of rhythm,
you're
a little
right.
out of sync. There's something that's got his focus broke out there, whether maybe he's starting to get fatigued. I'm not going to say that's the case, but at this point in the race, 15 minutes or so into the race, you can expect riders to maybe start to make a little bit of mental errors even if they're physically strong still.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's the big thing we talk about down here. So much stuff going on that you got to focus on, so many factors that you have to put into it, and then all of a sudden you can't miss a line, so you're going to make a mental mistake somewhere sooner or later.
Well, put yourself in Braden Lessler's place. He's running first place and basically leading the most of the moto since about lap number 2. He finished 9th in moto number 1, so there's a lot going on. I'm sure at this particular point he's thinking, wow, I've got a moto win. All I got to do is just hold it right here. And then if that's what happened, just a little miscue, and then it all of a sudden compounds, and you got riders like Caden Palmer ready to strike on you. Michael Hicks, the number 5, now up to a number 3 position. He's only 2.5 seconds out of one of the top rides here. We got McClellan Heil back in that number 4 spot. So as we wrap up lap number 8 here, 2-lap board is out. Wagon going down to the podium. He'll be doing some interview. Nope. Oh, I'm going down. Okay, I'll be going down then. I thought he said he was going down. Sorry about that.
He wanted to make sure we were good.
Okay, we're good. No, yeah, not a problem at all. I just so look at this. My point is McClellan Heil's gotten up to the number 2 spot. He's challenging for this second moto win. Remember, he's the one that won Moto 1, and Caden Palmer took second. So that's first and second. This right here could tie things up, or we could see McClellan Heil move into the lead for the championship.
Yeah, you hit the nail. Oh, and he's down. Sure enough, McClellan Heil catches a rut, clips the front end. Sure enough, he is down. And with the 2-lap card out, this one really should be pretty easy right now. Caden Palmer should be able to take this one home, keep it on 2 wheels. But you know what? The very same thing could happen on this white flag lap. So white flag will be coming out this time around. And very unfortunate incident. So that's the second time in this moto that McClellan Heil's hit the deck. Early in the race, he got tied up with Ricky Randinella, and sure enough, with 2 laps to go, McClellan Heil hitting the deck again. So here he comes through the forest, picked himself up. Looks like he is back around, is that Hicks? He's in front of Hicks right now, so that puts him about the 3rd position. So it looks like Lessler got by as well as Palmer. Back through the beach here, going to pick up the white flag here in just a moment. Palmer should be coming around the corner in just a second. There he is. Wow, his bike skips a little bit through there, so these guys really got to be on point. Things starting to roughen up, and as you can see, all kinds of mistakes can happen. So Palmer being very ginger around that turn down there, not wanting to get caught up. So out on the final lap, and here comes Hicks, man. McClellan Heil gets by Hicks, is ahead of Hicks still. Hicks trying to put a charge on as they come through. Look at this. Palmer, McClellan Heil, Hicks. Man, oh man. These guys are on it. And look, Michael Hicks now turning a 157 amongst the 202s and 204s around him. When I just said Hicks was getting on it, man, I didn't realize how much. So these guys have saved it all for the end of this one, Rodney. White flag is out. There's about a minute and a half left in this one. Caden Palmer, holy cow, he might be the one that survives the war, but there's a lot of racing left in this thing. McClellan Heil in the dirt twice, picks it back up in the 2nd position. Mike Hicks, fastest guy on the track right now, but is there enough time for him to pick up the next spot? We're going to find out. Braden Lessler in that number 4 position. Dawson Riker in 5th. Ricky Randinella in the 6th spot. Spencer Winter rides in 7th. Logan Leitzel in the 8th position. And Dustin McManus, Hayden Hefner running 9 and 10, rounding out that top 10. Nicholas Murray in the 11th. Trey Figert in the number 12 spot. Adam Cranford rides in 13. Renato Paz in that 14 spot. And Blake Ashley completes the top 15. Looks like our leaders now back into sight. Up and over the infield right now for the last time. Looks like Caden Palmer. McClellan Heil making a charge at it, though, not letting him go. Last corner to try to make something happen. Both riders through cleanly, and Caden Palmer going to be able to hang on, not without a heck of a ride from McClellan Hile. That guy rode with the heart of two people, definitely. Ricky Randinella going down early in this one, getting back up after the hole shot. Got the hole shot and then went down, of course, got back up and putting in a good ride here. Who's it going to be? The number 5 of Michael Hicks confirms it absolutely all over it on the last few laps. Lesser able to hang in there for a 4th, and Dawson Riker for 5th place. So Palmer, Hile, and Hicks it is, 1, 2, and 3. Man, we're going to hear some crazy stories, I'm sure, down there on this podium with Rodney. That was race number 16. Race number 17 coming up. Our girls 11 to 16.
Wow. I mean, that's all I can say after that. Wow. There was so many position changes for the lead, for the top 10. People coming in and playing games that DNF'd in Moto number 1. I mean, there were so many stories that could be told from that second Moto of that college class there just a few moments ago. And whenever it's all said and done, our top 3, 1, 2, and 3 right now, you got, looks like Caden Palmer and McClellan Hile will go into Moto 3 tied. Michael Hicks is currently 3rd as far as the championship, and you're looking at it, we got our possible champions and top 3 overall coming to the podium right now. So let's bring our first place finisher and gold medal winner here in Moto 2, Caden Palmer, on up to the podium as we'll get some celebrations underway with this young man and find out from him what just exactly went on out there from that perspective and what it was like. As a race fan, I'll tell you, we certainly got the treat of a lifetime as far as this second Moto is concerned out here, and I'm sure a lot of nail biting going on in that one, a lot of heart skips and everything else. And this guy right here pulls it all out. Put your hands together for Caden Palmer, ladies and gentlemen, taking the Moto win here. Caden, that one right there has to be special.
Yeah, for sure. I've been wanting to do it for so long. I've wanted it so bad, so it's awesome to finally get up.
Tell me about that one from your perspective.
I got off to a tear. Like, I came around and Bubba had it as I was in 12th. But the track was super good, so I was like, I could flow, and I knew I was the fastest, so I just tried it. I knew Hile was right there, and then unfortunately tipped over. But I just rode as hard as I could and got it up front.
There you go. And who do you want to say thanks to?
I'd like to say thanks to my mom and dad for getting us here, Bubba for flying out and mechanicking for us, Union Graphic Co., Fast Company, 60 Helmets, and everyone else who supports me. Thank you so much.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, taking the Moto win in gold here in Moto number 2. Caden Palmer here in the college class as we go to our second place and silver medal winner, McClellan Hile, taking a Moto win in the second place position, and quite likely one of the hardest work. Well, I'm not going to say that because they all worked hard, but he certainly worked hard, put a lot of miles out there on that racetrack, going down, getting back up, falling back, pulling back up. Wow. Put your hands together right here. McClellan Hile, ladies and gentlemen, taking silver. Come on around here, McClellan. And with that, my friend, what a show. Probably not the way you wanted that to go down, but from a fan's perspective, thanks, man. You guys put on a great show out there. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I was right in second, and then I don't know someone at Honda, they just fell in front of me. Like, the ruts are so deep, I couldn't get out of it, so I went over the bars and then charged all the way back, and I was like right behind him, went to make the pass, and then just couldn't slow down in time, and then just folded her, and then got back up, and then came right back again. So, I mean, proud of the way I rode, but, I mean, it's a bummer to be coming in second.
Yeah, well, are you excited about Moto 3?
Yeah, very excited.
Who do you want to say thanks to?
I want to say thanks to the whole Barack, Chaparral, Fry Racing, WD-40 Suzuki team, 100% CD. My dad, my girlfriend, Carrie from Grindstone, Yannick Carvello at MXE Coaching, Prelly, FMF, and everybody else helped me get here. Thank you.
All righty, there you go. He's second place, taking home the silver today, McClellan Hile. As we go to the third place position finisher now, this will be, if I'm not mistaken, Michael Hicks, right? Do you hang on to that? Michael, another, we'll let these guys go, but I'll just make my statement right now. Another rider that had your work cut out for you in that one. I mean, up, back, down. I mean, you were all over the place in several different positions throughout the course of that one.
Yeah, I got about a third place start. And then 2 guys, I think, got together, and I was like, oh, that's my chance. So I took it, and I thought I was in 4th the whole race. I started giving up at the end, and then I came in 3rd. I was like, oh, dang.
So it all worked out well for you. Right now, as I was looking at the scores of the championship, I think you're still in it to win it, but right now sitting 3rd in the championship going in. So looking good for an overall this year, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm stoked. I just want to thank Big St. Charles. Brad up there helps a lot. My mom and dad, Hoosier Tire, Damon, Works Wheels and Mods, Brett Hooper, my girlfriend, my little niece, everybody. Thank you.
There you go. He's 3rd place position. He takes home the bronze. It's Michael Hicks, and taking home the $100 hole shot from Bell Helmets here is the Bell Moto hole shot award. It's going to be Ricky Randinella, and he's one of the riders up there early on. But wow, Ricky, what a ride out there, huh?
Thank you. Yeah, track was tough, and I just got off to a good start and tried to ride my ride. So.
Well, I know it didn't finish up the way you wanted, man, but you certainly got the heart and you got the soul, and you got a 3rd moto coming up. You can prove some points out there. So who do you want to say thanks to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom, dad, brother, all my family for coming out. Mount Holly, 100%. And that's about it.
All righty, there you go. That's your hole shot award winner.